Welcome to the Real Investing Show with Tim Herridge. Each day, we'll provide real investing for everyday investors. Tim is a nationally recognized real estate investing expert, podcast host, and public speaker. He built his businesses from the ground up and is here to help you do the same. Here is your host, Tim Herridge.
Welcome back to Real Investing. I'm Tim Herridge. Today, Jeremy writes, would you do a loan on a rental versus pay for it in full? Is one plan better than the other? Okay, so I'm assuming that the question is, do I prefer to get debt or leverage against my rental properties, or do I want to use all cash and not have debt? Debt is always cheaper than equity. Debt is always cheaper than equity. If inflation is only 9% at the current run rate, and you can easily get 6% interest long-term financing, then the math is having your cash in the property cost you more than having the debt against the property. So what I do, you still focus on reserves, Jeremy. You still want to have the reserves, the cash reserves, the liquidity. Now, if you're flipping a home, now you said a rental, so we're going to stick to rental. Sorry. As a rental property, it's all about the long-term return on your investment. So you have return on equity, how much money you put into the home. Return on investment, right, which is really the same thing as return on equity in the most common form. You have rate of return, you have annualized cash on cash, you have IRR over the length of investment. For me and my wife, the way we look at it, we like to leave $25,000 to $50,000 in each home, and we like to be able to make at least 12% on that money on an annual basis. So for the math to be simple, if we leave $50,000 in a home, we want to make $500 a month. So if you're, after all of your expenses, you're making $500 on that rent home per month, right? That's $6,000 a year, which is 12% of the $50,000. And that's just kind of the math that we use. The nice thing is, if I'm making 12% on my money, I'm beating inflation, and by leveraging 75% of that of the value, let's just say I can do 4 properties instead of 1. Now, if I can do 4 properties instead of 1, and 1 goes vacant, then I have 75% of my cash flow. If I have 1 property and 1 goes vacant, I have 0% of my cash flow. So rental investing, in my opinion, works the best with responsible leverage and critical mass. I feel like you need to have, once you get to 4, you're pretty safe. And in my opinion, 10 is kind of the magic number to where even when a house goes vacant, portfolio-wise, you don't really feel the impacts. So unless you just have more money than you know what to do with, and you feel like you'll never run out of money, I feel like responsible, thought-out leverage is the best way to run a successful real estate investing business. And based off the advice from my mentors, I don't have a single mentor that believes in paying off homes or, let's say, having low leverage amounts. Most are looking at ways to increase leverage, mind you, that's still cash flow, and continue to grow and scale and add unit count. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you, Jeremy, for your question. Remember, if you've got questions, hop on over to ihavelunchmoney.com. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for hanging out with us today on Real Investing. If you have questions, comments, or feedback, please visit ihavelunchmoney.com. Tim can't wait to hear from you. We're always grateful for your reviews, and if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Remember, the business is the vehicle, not the dream. See you next time. The preceding program is provided for general education purposes only and does not constitute legal, tax, financial, investment, or other professional advice. No information contained in this program should be construed as financial, investment, or legal advice from any individual, author, host, or guest. You should always consult a financial advisor before investing.